Hello, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to our afternoon breakout session. Thank you, everyone, for hanging on and sticking with us throughout the day. You will not regret your decision to come here to our session today. Again, I'm sure you've all seen this slide with our norms for the day. So I will belabor it and just remind you how to access our resources, including joining our mailing list and our YouTube channel. And just really want to introduce the reason why you're all here, which is to hear from Erin Holtkamp. She is an ENL elementary school teacher from the district of West Hempstead. She was also an adjunct at Malloy College. So we are just really excited to hear from her. Oh, look at the chats. Katie's bigging up her teachers. Very nice. Yeah, we're just really excited to hear all about what she did with her students in her session titled Bookflix for Writing, Selecting or Publishing Party. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and just allow Erin to take over. I think we lost Erin. It looks like she might have lost connection because I don't see her name on the roster anymore. So let's just give her a moment to rejoin. There she is. Erin, let me make you co-host again. So sorry.
My district just lost Wi-Fi, of course.
Right when we're getting started, right?
Yep. I had it all day. Not one problem.
All right, you are all set.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. I am going to share my screen in a minute. I'm going to tell you about a really fun project I did for writing. I'm a ENL teacher, 4th grade to 6th grade in West Hempstead. And I'm going to share with you something really fun I did. So first, let me get my screen going. All right. Okay, so what we're calling this is Bookflix, and it's just like Netflix. And this happened kind of randomly. I was talking to my director, Katie DiGregorio. Many of you probably know her. And we were just having a chat, and I was talking about how we were going to be selecting in my 4th grade classes for nonfiction. And I usually do like a flip grid or a chart, but we make it a big deal when they select their topic. So we get them really excited about it. So she told me about something called Bookflix, and it's just like Netflix. So this is my production, Bookflix Nonfiction Writing. And we use Screencastify to do it. We started it on January 28th. It took a few days to do, but they all got it done and they really seemed to enjoy it. So this is what we were doing. It was nonfiction expository writing unit. The students were in the writing unit and we exposed them to all different examples of nonfiction texts during the immersion process. Then during the generating, they had to think about the desert, the tundra, and the rainforest. And we demonstrated with the ocean about how animals, people, and plants adapt in the environment. So that was the subject of the nonfiction. So as we did the generating, they started thinking about which one they were most interested in. I have 8 ENL students in the class, so I co-teach with another co-teacher, Jill Serlin. And the students really don't know that much about every single biome. So they did learn a little bit, and then they started to decide which one they wanted to select. So this is what we would present for our selecting during the writing process. For example, these are how we put our objectives up. Today, I will select one biome to research. I will research adaptations in that biome to research and publish, so I can learn more about adaptations in that biome and teach others about what I've learned. And I will know I am successful when I have read through my immersion and generating notes, and I select the biome that I'm most interested in. So Ms. Erin and I modeled with our selection from the 3 biomes that we were most interested in. I have a little error here, I apologize. And we use a graphic organizer first so that we could get them organized and decide which one they wanted to do. So they didn't just have to choose one out of 3. So it was a couple of steps that we did before we did the Bookflix project. So this is an example of what we use. This is a selecting paper that we use. We also use it in the personal narrative. As you can see, we use some pictures and emojis, which helps my L's understand, and all of the other pictures in here. So what they had to do is go through their generating and choose either the tundra, rainforest, or desert. So they had to choose 2. So now this was their choice from their writing notebook. Miss Sterling and I chose the rainforest and tundra as an example. And the first column, they had to think, were they really interested or passionate about the topic? So we discussed what passionate means. We talked about that vocabulary. And then they had a circle. Yes, this will hold my attention for a while, or I think this will hold my attention, or after thinking about it, I do not think this will hold my attention. They did that for both that they chose. The next one was, will there be research available on this topic that I can read by myself? And that was important because we had exposed them to some options for researching in the generating. So there's books. We had quite a few books in the classroom that they could share or use. And we had Mion is a program that we use. We have the school library that they could use. They could go to the library, of course. And Nat Geo Kids is another resource that we use. So while doing the generating, many of them realized that it was a little hard to find the research they needed on some of the topics. So we wanted them to really think about that. And you could see when we demonstrated, we made it as if the tundra was really hard. You know, there wasn't that much information. Then we did something fun where they got to walk around the room and ask each other, which would you be most interested in reading about? And they had to make tally marks on how many people voted for each one. So we demonstrated that, Miss Serlin and I. Would you rather read about the rainforest or the tundra? And obviously the rainforest won for us. The kids love that part of the lesson, of course. So this is how I learned. Our next step for me, I was going to do the Bookflix. Miss Serlin is a wonderful teacher, but she's not that comfortable with technology. So this is where I kind of took the lead to have the students be more creative and celebrate and get excited for their selecting. So to learn how to use the Bookflix, my director, Katie DiGregorio, she gave me the idea, and she did the probably fastest how-to version of how to do Bookflix in about 7 minutes in my classroom one morning. And then she shared with me the template, and she had it on one of the technology things that she sends out to our district. So I went back and looked at it. And once I looked at it, I was hooked. So I went home and I created my own video. I used Screencastify. I decided that was probably easiest for all the students. They've seen it before, but probably hadn't used it that much. So I thought it would be fun to teach them that skill. And I demonstrated how to do it, just one idea for selecting. The main page of the Bookflix has a little box, and you'll see, I'm going to show you all of that. Each student had their own rectangular box. And when you look at it, it looks like when you log on to Netflix. So they immediately were excited about it because it looked just like Netflix. So the students then had to decide what they wanted to do. Some students chose to show slides. So they created just mini slides or 2 slides to say, I selected the tundra because, and they would show their slide instead of their face, or both. Some use books. They held them up, or they talked about the books that they might use, and some just spoke. So I want to show you some of their creations. So this is what the cover of our final page looks like. And you can see the first one has my name and Miss Serlin's, and then it has all the students' names. And their job was to input a little picture of whatever they selected. So it was a really nice process to watch them go online, find a picture, make it the right size. They all had access to this. So it was very interesting during that time I was there. We did over 3 days watching the process of, all of a sudden there would be a big rainforest picture covering the whole thing, and that would last for a few hours. So I might go in and make it small and remind them, don't touch Orland's or don't touch Madison's. Make sure you're only touching your own. But they really did a fantastic job, and nobody deleted anybody's work, which was wonderful. So what I did after they did their pictures, I said, all you have to do the first day was to put the picture in. So that was an easy one. It was the end of our lesson for selecting. And then what I had to do is link that page to a slide down below. So if I clicked on it, it would go right to Adriana's slide. So right away, this was her slide. So when she saw her slide, it was blank. It only had title. So the next day was time for her to write the title. And we talked about maybe creating a fun title. And, we were silly. We said, do you want to just say, all about the desert, or adaptations in the desert? And they said, no. So we encouraged them to think of some fun titles as if it was like a Netflix movie. Then they had to write a brief description. All of these 2002 TV PG, everything on top was there in the template that Katie had shared with me. I did change the Bitmoji to me, and every time you click on me, it goes back to the first page. So that was important so that the students knew how to get back if they wanted to look at someone else's or their own. So they had to write their little blurb. The play was here, my list was here, the dislike was here. And then they had to write in who it was starring, the genre, and I had written who wrote and produced it, so that I knew which slide belonged to which student. So that was my job, just connecting it. And it was not that difficult. So I just wanted to show you that. Oh, sorry. So I'll show you her video real quick. You could see one example. Her name is Adriana, and she did a beautiful job. So let me just rewind it.
Adriana, I'm going to talk about desert adaptations of people, plants, and animals and how they survive. You are going to get a lot of information and know some stuff about the desert. Bye.
So as you could see, she really enjoyed creating that. So from the beginning, we had all these students here, and every single one had their own page. So as you can see on the side, every student had their own page. So I want to show you just a few. This one is my friend Jacqueline. So let's go to Jacqueline. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, this is mine. I want to share mine. So I'll tell you a little bit about mine. I was at home and I had to bribe my children to help me because I wanted to make an example. So that was really important to me. So try not to laugh too much, but I ran around the house, and my youngest daughter, who's 12, helped me find a bunch of fun things. Our example was oceans, wild adaptations of the ocean. And I wrote my blurb. Do you want to learn about ocean adaptations? Stay tuned for this upcoming story about adaptations in the ocean. It is riveting, suspenseful, and informational, all in one. And this is my video. And I know it's silly.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Holtkamp.
Sorry, here it comes.
I am choosing to write about adaptations in the ocean with Miss Sterlin. This is for our nonfiction process writing piece. I've chosen to write about this topic because it really interests both Miss Sterlin and I. We love the beach, we love the ocean, and we just love everything about it. That's why we chose to research adaptations in the ocean. I hope you will come back to celebrate my writing when I have finished publishing it. Thank you for listening to my selection. let's get researching. Some things that you might see us research that we're really interested are adaptations of plants. Here's some coral, some different plants, and that's something that Miss Serlin and I will be researching. Another adaptation is, how do people adapt to the ocean? In order for us to go in the ocean, we need certain things, like maybe a kayak. A kayak will get us around the ocean so we can get over the waves and get to see all the fish inside. If it's winter and we want to go in the ocean, we need a wetsuit to keep us warm, and we need these special mittens to get us in that cold, cold water so we don't freeze, to adapt to the cold water in the winter. Another thing we might want to use is a surfboard to adapt to the waves in the ocean. So if you know how to surf, you want to learn, that would help you adapt to the waves in the ocean. The last thing that we're going to research are animals and how they adapt. We might get how seals adapt to the ocean, because we know that there are some animals that like to eat seals, and one of them are sharks. So we'd like to learn how they adapt to the ocean and how they survive. We might look at octopuses and see how they survive in the ocean. And our last one that we're thinking about are one of our favorites, a dolphin. And how do dolphins adapt to their environment to stay safe and get fed and survive in the ocean? I hope you come back and see our published piece when we're all done. Thanks for watching. Bye.
So as you can see, my daughters were my backdrop, and they had a little difficulty holding the blanket up. And I did steal lots of little characters from Legos and stuffed animals, but I had a lot of fun with it. And when I showed the students, I was hoping it would give them some ideas and they would have some fun with it. So that's how I demonstrated what they could use. They could use real things. And I think it really helped my elves to understand what we were talking about, and really connect with whatever adaptation and whatever biome they chose. So I just want to share a couple of my students. This is, let me go, I'm thinking of number 8 here. I'm looking for my friend. Gabriella, hold on. Where is she? Jacqueline. So Jacqueline decided to make this a slide to tell us about what she selected. Sorry, it should load. Here we go.
My name is Jacqueline, and I'm in seventh class. I'll be doing the Arctic Thunder for my nonfiction writing. I've chosen to write about those topics because they're really interesting. I love snow and the furry animals that live in there, so that's why I chose to write about adaptations in the Arctic tundra. Some things you might see in research that I'm really interested in are adaptations of plants, people, and animals. I hope you come back and see my published piece when I'm all done.
She did such a good job. And you can see on the left side, she titled it Discovering the Arctic Tundra. She chose a picture. She moved things around to make it fit. And then she wrote a little blurb, stay tuned for this upcoming story about adaptations in the Arctic tundra. She put starring animals, people, and plants, plant adaptations in the Arctic tundra, and she put the genre for nonfiction. So she did exactly what we were hoping she would do. So there's one more I just wanted, that I want to share with you. Let me get it out. And then I can explain a little bit. Adriana, where is she? I don't know if I skipped her.
Can you just make your volume a little louder? It's a little hard to hear the videos.
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Oh, it's all the way up. I'll see if I can do it while it's playing.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
I was looking for my Adriana. Hold on. Here she is. This is Adriana, and she chose the desert, and her title is Secrets of the Desert. So let's see if I can get the volume up. Adriana not wanting to play right now? Oh, I showed you Adriana. Okay, good. We're good. So I didn't want to show you all of them, obviously. That would take all day. So I had all the students, they all completed it. They really came out beautiful. So I wanted to ask before I move on to how I did it, I wanted to see if you could share in the chat, how have you celebrated student selection in writing? I've told you I've used Flipgrid, I've used a chart, I've also used Buncee. So I'd love for you to share in the chat how you have celebrated the selecting process. Book Creator, I love Book Creator. I just started using that this year. Thanks for my props for the props. Charts. Many teachers use the charts, and I found myself, I was starting to get bored of doing the same thing. So I was glad Katie thought of something new. Seesaw is wonderful. Ooh, Nearpod, I have not used that. So some wonderful ideas. And we really want to make it a fun thing and get them really excited about it because it is a lot of work. Do ink, that's a good one. And Flipgrid, I've always loved Flipgrid. I love the fact that we can share the QR code for Flipgrid. So that is always my go-to. So I am going to show you how I film the student videos. Thank you for that question. So here we go. How did I do this? So time to break it down. So I started with a template that Dr. DiGregorio shared with me. I wrote each student's name under the rectangle so they knew where to put their photo, like I had told you. I told you I swindled my own kids into helping me make a demonstration video. And now I'm going to show you how I made this whole thing. So I started, this is my final one. I want to move on to my next one. Hold on, I want to show you, I have to go back to over here. Here we go. So move out of my way. All right, so this is what I had to do, is just what I learned quickly was I had all these rectangles that I had to create, and I put the students' names under it, and then I linked them to other slides, the blank slides, which I'll show you. But what I learned is once they put the picture over it, I had to relink it. So the rule is, do not link them to any slides until they put their picture in, and then link it to the slide that it belongs to. So that's my suggestion. So I will show you, this is what I had. I had 3 different options that Katie had shared with me. So this was one. So it's just a template that she had found. Oh, it's going to be blocked. I might have to reload it. I apologize. Sometimes things get blocked. Let's go back. Here we go. Let's see if this one will come up. Here we go. So here we go. This is one of the templates. And this is what it looked like. This is what I chose as mine so that the students had this page. I like this setup here. So I copied just this one page as my page for the students to do their video and for them to do their title and their description and all of that. So this was, I only chose this. It has a whole bunch here, as you can see. There's many different ways that you can do it, okay? And it gives directions as well. And this is here for you to use. You can borrow it, of course. So this was what I chose. The other one is going to show you, where is it? There we go. This is on here where it says, how would I do that, is a video on how to do it. But the one I want to show you is this one that is not opening. So I'm gonna have to skip it. So I'm gonna go to here. So this is how I did it. This is my actual, I want to show you the blank one, but it's not going to let me. So what we did is it only had a few rectangles on here. I just copy and pasted, make the rectangles all the same size. Once the students put their picture on it, if you click on it and click insert link, it will give you options of underneath what you want to link it to. So this one's a little low. Let me go higher. And we're going to do insert link. And there is a choice at the bottom that said slides in this presentation. So this is where you can choose the slide that you want to connect to. So I had a list of who, what student was on what slide, and I connected it to their slide. So at the bottom, when you choose insert link, I apologize, we have an announcement.
Want everyone to have a wonderful afternoon. And remember, boys and girls,
Sorry.
if you are involved in our before school math program, tomorrow morning, please remind your parents. Thank you.
Okay, so if you look at, when you click insert link at the bottom, there's one that says slides in this presentation. And that's where you would connect it to the slide. And you would have a list where you know, okay, Arter's slide is number 8. I'm going to connect it to number 8. So if I click on it, you can see that her slide is slide number 4. Matthew's slide is number 15. And when I click on it, it goes right to Matthew's slide. And then Matthew can watch his, another student can watch his, and then when they're done, they click on me and they go back to the beginning. So they always end up back to the beginning. So all it is linking, insert, link, and then you choose, and it hides on the bottom, but on the bottom is slides in this presentation. So the other thing, I have one of them here, my little friend. Here we go. This student didn't get to do it because she was absent often. So I taught them how to do it. I demonstrated right in front of them. They all had Screencastify downloaded, and I made sure they pinned it. So up here in the right-hand corner, you see this little red arrow, Screencastify. This is a Google download that you can add just to your downloads, and it will be, it's an extension. And when you download the extension, if you pin it, it will be up here. So I made sure they pinned it. And then I taught them that when they click on it, they have a few choices. So for the student who wanted to show her slides, she chose desktop. So when she hit record, it would show her desktop. The other students who wanted to show themselves or a book, but they want to see themselves, they chose webcam only. So for right now, I can show you because this is empty. As soon as I hit record, it's going to start recording. So you'll see the camera up and it'll record. Hi, I chose the rainforest and I can't wait to tell you all about it. Super simple. And then I had to help them just insert it. So the easiest part was insert video. Where's my video? And on all their computers, under Google Drive, it's the last video that they did. It's still loading, so you don't see my face yet, but I would click on it and it would drop right in. So when you see on the side how it says formatting, formatting this video, it needs a few more minutes to format it, but that's the video that I just created and it's done. That's it. So it really was not difficult. I had 2 students who I taught and picked up on how to insert video. So they would go around and help the students who said, I'm done with my video, I'm done with my video. They were my helpers. So that was fantastic. So it really turned out really great. The students were so excited. It got the students who, they didn't have to write. I have an ENL student who is not that great at writing in English or Spanish. So she just put pictures in and that's fine. didn't need to have everything on there, but they loved the look that it looked like Netflix and it felt real and it connected to them. And they all said like, oh, it feels so cool. I feel so cool. Like it was a real TV show. So it really was a lot of fun to do. It was so different and new that I really, really enjoyed doing it. And the students absolutely loved it. So that was how I did it. These links, this one is an option. If you can see it, it has titles of books. So you can do this for so many things. This one might just be blocked by my district, so I'd have to override it. I don't want to waste your time doing that. So if you see this one, it has all these books here. And when you click on the book, they could write a summary of it. They could write a review. There's so many things you can do with this template. So many. So you could use it for any subject, any part of your lesson, the beginning, the end, the middle, however you want to use it. So it's just something different, something new, and something exciting for you and the students. I wish that opened, but it will open for you. You shouldn't have any problem. So that's how I did it.